Sorry, guys. I just realized I was on mute for the whole 2 minutes. That there goes to show you how excited I am for this NFL season. But so what I was saying was that week one of the NFL season is here. I usually give my predictions. Those of you guys who are familiar with me, I give my predictions straight up picks and against the spread. So I'm going to break down every single NFL game for you guys here. And then I got my boy George coming on. He's a knowledgeable sports bettor, so he's going to be sharing his picks and his leans. Um, Giannis, I realized that afterward. I was too excited for the NFL season. I over here started this whole podcast on mute. But welcome to the Miami Sports Vibes YouTube channel. What's up, Denzel? What's up? How's it going? How's it going? Giannis, thanks for pulling up. But I was giving everybody a rundown here. So going with my straight picks, going with my against the spread picks, bringing on George. Here's the knowledgeable sports bettor. He's going to give his picks and his leans. Fantasy advice is always welcome. Those of you guys in the chat, ask your questions. Even if it's betting questions, tune in, chime in on the chat, and let's get right to it. So week one of the NFL season, damn. I'm freaking pumped, man. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Such a long off season, but we're finally here, week one, and let's break down these games, man, because I can't wait to get into it. So I'm gonna go with FanDuel for these lines. So I know a lot of you guys probably use DraftKings, probably use other things, but let's break down my predictions on how week one is gonna go. So obviously, I mean, we got some very, very interesting games to start with. Let's start it off. So the first game of the day, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh is at home here. Now, a lot of people are high on the Steelers. They've been giving them a lot of credit. They've been talking about Kenny Pickett having a great preseason. They say George Pickens is going to have a big year. The 49ers, however, was a top defense last year. You cannot sleep on them. They have a quarterback situation there. You got Brock Purdy. A lot of people don't believe in him here and there. I understand it. But to me, right here, you see this. The Niners are favored by 2 points. So the line went down because it was 2.5 initially. So money coming in on the Steelers here. However, -2, I don't know. I think this game is going to be close. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Two defenses ready to ball. Pittsburgh's at home. That helps them out a ton. But I'm going to pick the 49ers to win this game straight. And against the spread, I am going to lay the 2 points here. I'm going to go San Francisco -2. I think they win by at least 3, if not more. But if this was +3, I would take the Steelers +3. I don't think it's going to go up now. We got a little bit less than an hour before kickoff. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers there. Next game. How about this one? Bryce Young. Is he ready to roll, the rookie quarterback? Everyone's very, very high on Bryce Young, but the Carolina Panthers team is not that talented. Taking on division rivals, Atlanta Falcons. Now, Atlanta's at home, and Atlanta is a team who is a little bit shaky, but their run game is no joke. And they obviously added Bijan Robinson in the draft. Falcons are favored by 3.5 points here at home. This is a tough one because this game can go either way, in my opinion. Both teams that it's just it's a little and division games always go down to the wire, especially the one last year. If you guys remember, it came down to overtime. It was a sick game last year. DJ Moore catching a late touchdown to send it into OT. It was a wild one. But I'm gonna pick the Atlanta Falcons to win this game. The reason why, I just think they're at home, they're more talented. I think Robinson is gonna have a big year. He was drafted in the first round in fantasy football. I think he's going to have a huge year. I think the Falcons are better from a talent perspective. Not too far ahead of them, but just enough for me to pick them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Falcons straight up. And I'm actually going to lay the -3.5 here for the Falcons. So I'm siding with the Falcons on this one. Next game, the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore is at home here. Baltimore adding Odell Beckham. Lamar Jackson getting his contract. Many people are high on the Baltimore Ravens, rightfully so. I think they're going to have a very, very nice season. But this right here has the biggest spread of the week. So a lot of people on suicide pools probably picking the Baltimore Ravens. Is it going to be an easy one? Do you know what happens? A lot of times when it's so easy and it screams that it's so easy, it always seems to go down, man. I'm telling you, it goes the wrong way. But I mean, you got big news. Mark Andrews has just been ruled out. So fantasy owners, if you have Mark Andrews, I'm sorry. Sit that man now before the game gets locked in at 1 o'clock. If you didn't know that, you're welcome. But Mark Andrews being out is big. It's a big loss for the Baltimore Ravens. You know, he gets the most targets on that team. Does that change the game? I think it does. Now, this line was at 10 when it started. I liked the Texans getting 10 points when it came out. All right. I just do. I know the Texans are not a good football team, but I liked it initially. Now it's at 9.5. That changes things for me. If it goes up to 10, I'm going to watch it. If it goes up to 10, I'm going to take the Houston Texans plus 10. But straight up, I think the Baltimore Ravens win this game. I think they win it. Um, I think they win it in comfortable fashion, but it wouldn't shock me if rookie head coach D'Amico Ryan has this Houston Texans team ready to ball out and make a statement early. But for now, I'm going to go Ravens straight up and Ravens minus 9.5. Next game, probably, in my opinion, the best game for the 1 o'clock slate. The Cincinnati Bengals, who a lot of people have them going to the Super Bowl. You know, they were knocking on the door last year, went to the Super Bowl the year prior before losing to the Rams. Shout out to Giannis in the chat, who is a Rams fan. Shout out to him for beating the Bengals a couple of years ago. Now, this game is at Cleveland, taking on the Cleveland Browns, who a lot of people are high on this year, man. A lot of people are high on. Deshaun Watson is the question mark there. Is he going to be ready to ball? Is he going to be going back to the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson? That's going to be the question. Nick Chubb is out there. They have a good O-line. They have a good pass rush on defense. They got Amari Cooper. A lot of people high on them Browns, man. This game has the Bengals favored by 1.5. It's pretty much a pick 'em straight up. This one's hard, man. This one is hard. I want to say the Browns, but I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals in that offense. It's very, very hard for me to just not take the Bengals here. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, and a team that's been there before and done it before. So I'm going to side with them now, and I'm also going to take them minus 1.5 as well. So I got the Bengals straight up and the Bengals against the spread. I think it's going to be a dandy of a game, though. I'm freaking excited for that one. Next, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not the same old Bucks now. No more Tom Brady. All right. Taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, the Minnesota Vikings are favored by 4.5. A lot of people had the Minnesota Vikings as a fraud team, a team that pretty much got so lucky getting these regular season wins, winning so many close games, right? So many nail biters. You saw the 30+ point comeback they did against the Colts, that late one in Buffalo. A lot of people called this 13-win Viking team frauds. Do I think that? I don't think so. I mean, you could make an argument, but 13 wins nonetheless, man. No matter how you get them, I think that's fairly impressive. Now, the Vikings are at home here. The Bucks are pretty much, I mean, they got Mike Evans. They got Godwin. They got White back there in the backfield. Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback, but I'm siding with the Vikings here. Minus 4.5. I'm going to take them against the spread, and I'm also going to pick the Vikings straight up. Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison, who's set to be the lead back in this backfield for the Vikings. I think he's going to have a big year. Have him on fantasy, so hopefully so. But give me the Vikings here. Next, the Arizona Cardinals going against the Washington Commanders. Now, look at this. When I first looked at this, right before the show, the Cardinals were getting 7 points. Now Washington is favored by 6.5. Now, that is big from where I was going to tell you guys to go here. I'm going to pick Washington to win this game. Okay. And I'm not too confident about it, to be honest. Why am I not too confident, right? You may ask, Cardinals are a shitty team. They're probably going to have the number 1 pick. They're not talented at all. They have Josh Dobbs as a starting quarterback. All they have pretty much is James Conner back there, right? So why aren't you definitely on the Commanders? Because Ron Rivera is the head coach for the Washington Commanders. Ron Rivera is not a good coach. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, he had a nice little run in Carolina, but Ron Rivera, as of late, hasn't shown me much to say, oh, I'm willing to lay 7 points here. But now it's at 6.5. Listen, I'm going to take the Commanders to win this game. I'm not too thrilled about it. And I'm also going to lay the 6.5 because it's 6.5. I'm not too confident in that one. That is a pure stay away for any bettors, unless the line goes back up to 7 where it started. I actually like the Cardinals getting 7. Call me crazy, but I like it. So, but for this sake, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Washington Commanders money line, and I'm going to lay the 6.5 points. I think they cover that spread. Next, the Tennessee Titans against the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a very good game here. Tennessee Titans adding DeAndre Hopkins to the mix. They have Derrick Henry back there. A lot of people are picking them not to win the division, which I don't think it's a definite. I respect the Tennessee Titans. Plenty of people don't. Reason why is because Mike Vrabel, man. I mean, Mike Vrabel is such a freaking mastermind of a coach. He can get a win himself, maybe even 2 for the season. So I actually respect the hell out of the Titans. Now, the Saints are home. The Saints are favored here. They added Derek Carr. They got Olave, who's bound to have a big season. Michael Thomas, he looks to be healthy and ready to go. Alvin Kamara is suspended. Jamal Williams is back there, which is a pretty solid backup. I mean, that's a guy who gets into the end zone and produces points and points and points, which is big time. I'm going to pick the Saints to win this game, but I'm going the other way against the spread. I'm going to pick the Titans to cover with the +3. I think this game ends in maybe a Saints win by 3. So best thing, you get a push there. But I like the Titans getting +3 because I respect the hell out of Mike Vrabel. He had a whole offseason to prepare for this matchup. So give me that. Next, this line has also went down. Jacksonville Jaguars against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm freaking excited for the Jacksonville Jaguars, guys. I mean, Trevor Lawrence showed big things last year. I mean, it was an up and down season for the Jaguars. I remember they lost a couple in a row. Plenty of people counted them out, and then they went on a tear throughout the end of the regular season to lead into the playoffs and then beat the Chargers in a crazy comeback. And now they're going to add Calvin Ridley back. Calvin Ridley, who didn't play last year, who is a top talent in the NFL. I'm freaking excited for him. That's my fantasy ride or die. So I'm super high on Calvin Ridley this year. I'm freaking excited to watch him ball. And I'm excited for year 3, Trevor Lawrence. A lot of quarterbacks take a leap in year 3. This game is on the road, but I love Jacksonville, man. I'm going to take Jacksonville straight up, and I'm also going to lay the 3.5. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars straight, and I'm going to lay the 3 points for the Jags. Now we're on to the 4 o'clock games. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Pats. Tom Brady is going to be in attendance. That crowd is going to be crazy. They're going to be fired up. This line also moved. So Philly is favored by 3.5 points. Go ahead and give me the Eagles here. Give me the Eagles. I think the Pats keep it close. So give me the Pats +3.5. I think it's going to be a 3-score game. Give me the Eagles to win this game and the Pats +3.5 against the spread. Next, the Vegas Raiders +3.5 here against the Denver Broncos. Denver's at home, laying 3.5. Sean Payton in the mix now. Are things going to be different in Denver? That remains to be seen. Josh Jacobs is usually he kills the Denver Broncos. And so does Devontae Adams. So it'll be interesting to see this matchup here. Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders now. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to go ahead and pick Denver. And I'm also going to pick Denver -3.5 here. Sean Payton, I think he has these boys ready to go. They're at home. And yeah, I'm going with the Broncos on both fronts here. So next game, the Los Angeles Rams against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's favored by 4.5 here. I love Seattle. Metcalf over there, Lockett over there, Kenneth Walker had a nice, interesting draft. Geno looked great last year. Let me not say great. He looked pretty good. Got them boys into the playoffs. So I like the Seahawks here. Seahawks at home. That home field advantage is a real thing. And I'm also going to lay the 4.5. No Cooper Kupp for the Rams. This just screams Seattle. And it screams Seattle to a point where I'm probably starting. I could really get myself scared. But I'm going to go ahead and ride with the Seahawks here. Next, the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears. The Bears are at home, and they're favored by 1.5. This right here is a lot of people high on the Bears this year. I understand it, but the Packers always own the Bears. They beat them twice last year. You can say, oh, they had Aaron Rodgers. No shit, but I think Jordan Love is ready to go, man. I think this head coach is ready to go. I like the Packers here. They're plus money on the money line. I'm going to pick them. This is a best bet of mine, by the way. I'm taking this straight up as well on FanDuel. I took it at plus 100. Now it's at plus 106. So I'm pretty pissed off about that now. But give me the Packers to win this game and give me the Packers plus 1.5 as well. Next, my boys, the Dolphins, plus 3 against the Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3 points here. I'm going to go ahead. I picked this in my show. Unfortunately, I'm going against my boys. I think the Chargers win this game, but give me the Dolphins plus 3. I think the Dolphins has what it takes to cover, probably win that game. But for my predictions, I got the Chargers winning and the Dolphins against the spread. And then Sunday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys going against the New York Giants. Cowboys are favored by 3.5. I'm going to go ahead. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to go ahead and take the Dallas Cowboys. Adding Stephon Gilmore, having Trayvon Diggs, I think that defense is going to be elite, especially with Micah Parsons there. I think the Cowboys are going to do big things this year. But you're getting a home dog here with 3.5 points. I like that. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to win, but I'm going to take the 3.5 for the Giants to cover. And then Monday Night Football, New York Jets going against the Buffalo Bills. Jets at home. This is going to be a huge statement game if the Jets can pull this off, pretty much set the tone for the season. I know a lot of Jet fans are very hyped up for this game, as they should. I mean, what better matchup than going against the Buffalo Bills, your rivals, and making a statement? You're at home. The line is at 2.5. Bills are favored by 2.5. I'm going to go ahead and pick the New York Jets, actually, to win this game. I think the Jets win this game. I think they make a statement. I think the crowd is going to be buzzing. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a nice debut. Do I think they continue to roll? We'll see about that. But I think for the opening game, I actually think the Jets win this game. So give me the Jets and the Jets plus 2.5. And that rounds off week one predictions. So I think this is going to be a great NFL season. And I'm freaking excited for it. I'm freaking excited for it. So now that I gave you guys my predictions, I got my boy George here, who is a knowledgeable sports bettor. He's about to come on the show and give you guys his picks, his best bets, his leans, and all that stuff. He's been on my podcast before. Make sure y'all give him a follow. And here he is, my boy George.
Yo, what's up, my boy?
What's going on, my man? How's it going?
What's up, bro? Everything's good, man. Everything's good. I'm excited for the NFL season, obviously. I mean, it's been a long time coming, bro. That Thursday, I was already happy, and now it's just, everything's on the way up, man.
Hey, man, I'm freaking excited. Your camera went off. I don't know if that's on my end.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I get it.
There we go.
Am I good?
I got you.
All right, cool.
Technical difficulties week 1. We're good. Hey, man, so I'm freaking excited, man. So I told everybody, everybody who's watched my show knows about you. You had some great feedback last time you were on my podcast. Listen, best sports bettor I know. You know your shit, and I want you to get your shit off. So let me know what you like today for this NFL season.
Okay. All right. Listen, let me check my notes real quick. If the camera goes off, just let me know. But right now, it still looks good. Yep. All right. So I want to start with the 1 o'clock windows. I'm looking at the Jags and the Colts game. I'm looking at the under. All right. I'm looking at under 23.5 for the first half. Last time I checked, you could get that at minus 110 on FanDuel. I'm also on that same bet under 22.5. So I feel pretty confident about it. Sometimes, listen, I know, there's little sayings in football and stuff, but I feel like these offenses are not going to get out to a crazy good start. Or if they do get out to a really good start, I could see maybe it being one way with the Jags kind of coming in, scoring a few points, Colts struggling early, and then that total being under for the first half. So I love that bet for the Jags and the Colts game. And sticking with the 1 o'clock window, the Steelers game, Steelers 49ers. Look, you know me, my personal, feelings about the Steelers. I don't like them. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Steelers. But the way I bet now, no emotions into it. You know what I mean? I look just at the data. I look at the numbers. I look at which way, anybody could tell you they're betting this, they're betting that. You know what I mean? Taking this money line, taking this parlay, taking this prop. But the people that are putting their money where their mouth is, right? Those are the lines that I'm following. So I'm taking a look on the sharpest sports books, and I'm looking to see which way are the line trending. And right now, you could have gotten the Steelers a few days ago plus 153 on the money line on an app called Sports Trade. So that's what I took. I got the Steelers money line plus 153, but I feel very good about the play. So I also took them plus 1.5, plus 2.5, and plus 3 on a couple different apps. So I'm all over the Steelers today. I really feel good about that one.
I know that pains you a little bit, man, because
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Me and you hate the Steelers, and a
Oh,
lot
I
of
hate them.
people,
I hate them, bro.
that tune into
I
my
hate them.
show. What else are you looking at?
So for the next play, we're looking at another first half under. I got the Browns and the Bengals under 23.5. Last time I saw this, the best possible odds were on FanDuel at even money plus 100. So Browns, Bengals, same kind of logic for the Jags and the Colts. I just feel like it's not going to be off to a crazy, crazy hot start. Now, listen, could I go 0-3 with these first plays? Absolutely. You know how betting is, man. It's very volatile, but I feel good about it. I'm getting even money for under 23.5. I'll take that play all day for the Bengals and for the Browns.
Listen, I'm riding with that. I'm riding with that. What else are you looking at?
Next play here. I did hear you talking about the Cardinals and the Commanders. Now, until the Cardinals show me something, I will definitely feel great betting against them. So I took the Commanders -7 plus 100 on Fliff. If you don't have Fliff, that's an app that you can get in any state. They found a little workaround for it to be legal, so you could bet. You could basically bet anywhere, even if gambling is not legal in your state. So take a look into Fliff if you haven't already. As you know, my philosophy for sports betting is basically get as many sports books as you can, do some line shopping, because if I take a bet just on FanDuel, just on DraftKings, just on Caesars, I might be missing out something on Bet365. I might be missing out something on Hard Rock Sportsbook. You know what I'm saying? So do some line shopping, even if you're not going to, do positive expected value betting, which is what I do. Still, at least do some line shopping, get some different sports books in your life. That's going to help you make a lot more profit in the long run too. So give me the Commanders -7. I also took them -6.5 and -6 on the same app. So I'm kind of stacking that up.
I'm, that it's just that Ron Rivera thing, man, scares me, but I mean, the Cardinals, their talent is not that good. I mean, they might have the number 1 pick this year. So I don't mind that at all, but something just, I don't know, that line and I don't know, something seems fishy there, but I like that you're going all in. I respect that for
I'm
sure.
more betting against the Cardinals than I am kind of, trusting the Commanders.
Right.
I just feel like they'll fuck up, man. I mean, Joshua Dobbs, that's not anybody
Yeah.
that you should be worried about. You know what I mean? It's like, again, listen, hey, if we're wrong, if they only end up winning by 3, if they lose, so be it. But until the Cardinals show me something, I'm not going to put any money down on them.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet, though. However, I mean, if you lose that money, it's pretty much like, all right, Dobbs beat me. I think I think you'll take that L.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else are you looking at?
I think you're gonna like this next one, bro. I got the Dolphins first half money line plus 145 on Bet365. I saw that they were really good odds. I like the 145. I was looking at other sports books, didn't have it anywhere near as good as this. I don't like to lie bet or nothing like that. So, anytime I see a line that good straight for two teams that I think are going to be really good in AFC, to me, that was a no-brainer. I also have the Dolphins full game plus 3.5. I got that on Hard Rock Sportsbook. So both good bets that I really like.
Let's go. Now, not for a betting purpose, but do you think the Dolphins win this game?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not confident enough to take the money line for the bets. But something about the Chargers, man. I mean, the stink on them is always not being able to clutch up, not coming down with those crucial plays that they need to win games at certain times. I just think Miami comes out, smacks them in the mouth a little bit, and kind of takes the game. I think it's still going to be close, but give me the Dolphins, man. I would take the Dolphins. You had a gun to my head, I would pick the Dolphins money line.
Okay, I like it.
And again, listen, my personal bias against the Dolphins, obviously me being a Jets fan.
Of course.
But like I said, I don't bet with my emotions, with my heart. It's all research, numbers, and just what it says.
And that's the good thing. That's why I have you on, because you're getting the real stuff. I like that. I think the Dolphins lose, but I think that 3.5 value is you have to take that. I mean,
for getting it at I think I got a -125 on Hard Rock plus 3.5. I mean, to me that was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? That's great value, I think.
No, it definitely is. I think that's going to be probably a 3-point finish, if anything, So
either way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it being a close game for sure.
For sure. What you got next?
So next, what I got for you is the Packers. Same thing. You know, I don't like the Packers. Our friend JoJo's a Packers fan, and I hate them. But money line was looking good, so I took them plus 120 on BetMGM. So I'm
Damn, you
taking
got at
Packers money line
120.
plus 120 BetMGM. I also took them plus 1.5, minus 1.5, and plus 2.5. So I'm all over the Packers, the same way I'm on the Steelers.
Damn. I got the Packers as well, but I got it at plus 100, and I thought I was I thought I was onto something, and that went up to 106. You got it at 120, but at least we're on the same side. I like the
Yeah,
Packers
absolutely.
for
I love
sure.
that bet, man. I love the Packers. I mean, I would like just the fact that I'm on your show. I guess I got to say it out loud. But Jordan Love, I think, is gonna have a pretty good season. I never wanted to, like say that out loud, say those words, but I think it's gonna happen. He looks solid, and I think he's gonna lead them to a victory today for sure.
Guys listening to this. So George is pretty much whatever. We have a group of friends. All right. We have an Eagles fan, we got a Packers fan, we got a Steeler fan, and we got myself a Dolphin fan. George will root for against every single one of those teams, no matter what, even if it means it doesn't matter. He's cutthroat with it. Like it doesn't matter what the stakes are. He will root for your team
Oh,
to
I'm
fail.
bro.
So
I'm a hater. Listen, I've told y'all a million times when it comes to your finances, your love life, your mental health, everything. I'm rooting for you guys, man, to get that promotion, everything. But when it comes to your sports life, I want nothing but misery for all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be crying on Sundays, depressed on Mondays because your sports team lost. That's what I want for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. It's
listen,
that simple, bro.
you've always kept it a buck, and I appreciate you for that. I ain't even gonna lie. What else are you looking at?
All right, so I got one more play for a night game. I wanted to kind of spread them out a little bit, have some early, middle, and then some for the night game. So I like the Cowboys and the Giants game. I took them under 46.5, minus 120 on BetMGM. But I feel really confident about this under, so I also took it minus 46 and minus 43. So I'm on 3 under totals for that night game for the Giants and the Cowboys.
All right. All right. That's your final play?
I got 3 props for you, man. 3 props.
Oh, let's
Just
go.
wanted to bring, I don't bet props normally, but touchdown scorers is kind of like a guilty pleasure, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
So I'm going to give you 3 touchdown scorers. I'm going to give them to you real quick, man. Jamar Chase plus 115 on Fliff to score a touchdown. I really like that play. That's the best odds you could get it at. Last time I checked. Same thing, Aaron Jones to score a touchdown plus 140 on BetMGM. And Tyreek Hill, your boy, plus 140 on Bet365.
Damn, that's good value. That is good
I think,
value.
dude, that's the top odds I saw. Every sports book available in New Jersey, all the ones available to me. That's what I saw, so that's what I'm taking.
I like that. Aaron Jones and the Packers run game has shown success in Chicago before. So I like that as well. Tyreek Hill at 140. That's awesome. He scored last time they played each other. And then Jamar Chase. I mean, that's Jamar Chase. I mean, the dude had
Yeah,
he gets
hard not to
targets,
take them,
targets,
especially
targets.
at those odds, bro.
Yeah, no, listen, I appreciate you sharing those bets. People that are gonna tail George's bets, just bet responsibly. Like he said, it's not 100%. That's just the way betting goes. But George knows his stuff. I got a couple plays myself that I'm gonna share. First play I'm gonna share is actually CD Lamb. Sorry, CD Lamb over 74.5 yards here. It's minus 114. Obviously, not the best value there, but the reason why I like that is because he's going against the Giants. He had success against the Giants previously. Last year, he played them both times. He had 106 yards the last meeting. The meeting before that, 87 yards. And then you go back to the season before that one, he had 50 yards in one game and then 84 on the other game. So 3 out of the last 4 times he's exceeded that number, going over 74.5 yards. So I think that's a good prop there to take. I'm going to shoot my shot with that. My
Yeah, I like that.
My second one is going to be Tony Pollard over 71.5 yards straight up, minus 114. This is on FanDuel. I like this because Tony Pollard, I'm very, very, very high on this year. Obviously, no Ezekiel Elliott, so he's going to get a ton of carries back there. Last 4 meetings against the New York Giants, he's had 60 yards, 105 yards, 74 yards, and 75 yards. And that was with Ezekiel Elliott there. So now
Okay.
he's the lone back over 71.5. He got that number 3 out of the last 4 matchups. I like that for my 2 props, and then my straight bet that I like the most is the Green Bay Packers money line. As I told you, I got at plus 100. You got way better value there. I just don't trust the Bears. Packers beat them twice last year. I think LaFleur is a better coach, and I'm riding with Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. And then, as I told my followers that I will be doing every Sunday, I'll be giving a Dolphins same game parlay. It's a plus 300 parlay. Just for some fun for the Dolphins game. I added a little nasty one that you're gonna laugh at when you see this, but here it is. So the last leg you can make fun of because I know you're gonna. But the reason why I added that is because I wanted it to be plus 300. Like so I got Keenan Allen 40 yards receiving. This guy is Keenan Allen. I mean, come on now. So the last 6 matchups against the Dolphins, he had over 40 yards on every single one of them. The one game that he didn't, he had 39 yards. So he missed it by 1. So I'm taking that. Austin Eckler, 40 yards rushing. The last 2 meetings against the Dolphins, he exceeded that number, having 45 and 60. I feel good taking that. Tyreek Hill, need I say more? 60 yards only. Come on now. He got this number against the Chargers. You know, some matchups are when he was with the Chiefs. Last year, he exceeded the number out of the last 5 games. He got it 4 out of the last 5 games. And the only time he didn't get 60, he actually had 56. So I think that's a good one there. Mike Williams. Now, Mike Williams had 116 yards against the Miami Dolphins last year. Their DBs are, they can't keep up with him. Even Xavier Howard can't keep up with him. The game before that, he had 38 yards, so missed it by 2 yards. I think that's a good play there. Justin Herbert, last year against the Dolphins, he had 376 yards. That is insane. You know, having Eckler, Williams, and Allen all healthy, you know, this is the healthiest the Chargers will probably be all year. You get in 225 yards there. I think that's a lock. And then Tua, I mean, you know, you got Jalen Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill. The yards have to come. 200 yards only for Tua. I think that's money. And then the nasty one, I had to just add the Dolphins plus 28.5 because I wanted to keep my promise that I was going to set a plus 300 parlay. If you guys were to tail this, honestly, take off the 228.5. I just did it for the show. But those are my plays. What you think about those?
Yeah, I like them, man. You know what I'm saying? I like that you're heavy on the one game. You know what I mean? So like while you're watching that night game, you're gonna have a lot to root for. The Cowboys offense, you know, moving the ball and stuff. Mm-hmm. And listen, man, parlays are always fun. I always kind of, if anybody asks me when it comes to betting stuff, I feel like straight bets is really the way if you want to make money over the long run.
For sure.
Since I started betting the way that I do, because I used to bet for a long time. I mean, you know that we've all been betting our friend group for a long time. But you know, one thing that you never do, and really when you're betting for fun, it's kind of like a buzzkill to do this. But if you check how much you've won and lost, if you check your profit loss statement on your sports books, I'm gonna say that the average bettor, which is I would say 99% of bettors, are losing money in the long run. Doesn't matter whether you're playing straights, parlays, you're following handicappers, don't matter, but you're losing money. In fact, a lot of those Twitter handicap motherfuckers are losing money. All right. Yeah, and that's why they don't show you profit loss. Mm-hmm. But if you want to genuinely make money sports betting, if it's something you want to take a little more serious, I would say step 1 is just do some line shopping. At least do yourself that favor. Make sure you look and sign up for different sports books. All these sports books, they're competing for your business, right? So if you show loyalty to FanDuel, if you show loyalty to Bet365, unless you're sponsored, obviously, right? But they're competing for your service. That's why they have all these crazy promos. Bet $5, get 200 in free bets, I think is Bet365. FanDuel is what? Bet $5, get 200 in free bets. Mm-hmm. Those free bets can be converted to real cash, right? It can be converted to real cash if you know how to arbitrage bet, right? So there's a lot of ways, man, you can make money just off sportsbook sign-up promos. And then from there, you use the money you made off those sportsbooks, build your bankroll, get even more money. And then betting's always more fun when you're winning, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's always more fun when you're winning. So that's what I would tell anybody watching the show to do. Just educate yourself as much as you can. It's like anything else. If you want to be great, you need to give yourself the tools to be great at doing the thing you want to do. All right, betting for me, I love it, man. It's basically the way I treat it now is like a part-time job because I'm making that type of money now where it's like I could treat it like a part-time job. I bet every single day. There's not a single day that goes by without me having at least like 25 bets that day.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I respect about you, man, is that you're not just throwing bets for no reason. Like, you've took that challenge, you've educated yourself. You betting with the, finding the best lines on all these different sports books. That's why I felt like it was necessary to have you on. George knows his stuff, people. So make sure you follow him on Twitter. His Twitter handle is in the description box. Hit him up, message him if you have any questions about a certain lean. I'm sure he'll help you out. You can message me as well. I'll give you guys some tips that I may have. But honestly, when it comes to betting, man, hats off to George, man. George knows his stuff. So give him a follow. George,
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time and coming on, my man. And I see you with the shirt. I see you with the Jet shirt.
Yeah. Hey,
Monday Night Football. Can you
it.
just we got some Jet fans in the comment box. I just want to ask before we wrap up, final question. How you feeling about this Jets season? Yeah, how you feeling about this Jets season?
So look, man, I don't want to be, that annoying Jets fans like, oh, Jets their Super Bowl, this and that. But there's a part of me that thinks that we have the tools, we have what it takes to maybe make that run, right? Now playoffs is the main thing. That's what I want before I start daydreaming about anything else. I want to make sure we get into the playoffs. We got some good teams in our AFC East. You can't overlook the Dolphins. You can't overlook the Bills. It doesn't matter how good of a team you got, all right? Those matchups, especially now when you have Josh Allen, a healthy Tua, and Aaron Rodgers. Look, I'm not going to put Mac Jones in that conversation. Again, I'm not trying to even overlook the Patriots, though. You know what I mean? I respect Bill Belichick as a coach too much to just think that that's going to be an easy 2 wins throughout the season. It may not be. It might not. That might not be the case. So number one is winning the AFC East. If we can help it, I'd rather not go in as a wild card. So winning the AFC East, I think, is priority number one, making the playoffs, and then seeing what happens because, hey, listen, in a best-of-1 format, right? This is not like the NBA where you play 7 games, right? A lot of times the better team will win over the course of a 7-game series, over a 3-game series, whatever you want to do. But we're talking about best-of-1 format. Anything can happen, but the number one thing is we gotta try to win that division. If we can't, let's at least get into the playoffs, get into the dance, and see what we can do from there.
Yeah, I think you roll the dice there. Listen, plenty of things to be optimistic. I know I appreciate you, keeping it real though, because a lot of Jet fans are going over the top. So
yeah,
settle down a little bit. Man. You've been through too much pain, that's why. And same thing for me, man. So I respect the hell out of you. I respect your honesty. Listen, everybody. George, thanks again for tuning in. Everybody in the comment box, I appreciate you guys. In the chat board, hit the thumbs up button to support the show. Follow George. Enjoy week 1. The NFL season is here. Bet responsibly, drink responsibly, and be safe, everybody. Catch you guys next week.